The rain-slicked alley behind the dive bar reeked of stale beer and regret, and I was 2 punches away from blacking out when he appeared like some guardian angel who'd taken a wrong turn into hell. His voice cut through the grunts and jeers sharper than the broken bottle in my attacker's hand. Enough. Back off. All of you. Or I'll call the cops myself. I slumped against the brick wall, tasting blood, my vision blurring. Not just from the hits, but from the sheer absurdity of it all. Me, Alex Rivera, the quiet kid from the wrong side of Seattle, finally snapping after years of bottled-up rage. That night, everything changed. His name was Jordan Hale, and by morning, he'd not only patched me up in his cramped apartment overlooking Puget Sound, but also sat me down with a cup of black coffee and a lecture that hit harder than any fist. "You're better than this, Alex," he said, his hazel eyes steady, voice low and firm like a dad who'd seen too much. "Fights like that? They're not strength. They're surrender." I wanted to hate him for it, for seeing through my tough guy act so easily. But as he handed me an ice pack, his fingers brushing mine, I felt something crack open inside, a vulnerability I'd buried deeper than my secrets. Jordan was 32, a graphic designer who'd traded corporate suits for freelance gigs and a life unapologetically his own. He lived in a converted loft in Capitol Hill, the kind of place with exposed brick and mismatched furniture that screamed, "I've got my shit together, but I'm not trying too hard." Posters of indie bands and abstract art covered the walls, and his kitchen table doubled as a workspace cluttered with sketchpads and empty takeout containers. He'd pulled me out of that alley because he'd been grabbing a smoke out back, same as me, when the group of frat boys decided my sideways glance was an invitation to teach the fag a lesson. I hadn't even said a word. They just assumed, like they always did. By dawn, the adrenaline had faded, leaving me sore and exposed on his couch, wrapped in a blanket that smelled faintly of sandalwood. Jordan emerged from the bathroom with a first aid kit, his sleeves rolled up to reveal forearms etched with a faint tattoo. A compass rose, pointing nowhere specific. "Hold still," he muttered, dabbing antiseptic on my split lip. His touch was gentle, clinical almost, but it sent a jolt through me that had nothing to do with pain. I was 22, fresh out of community college with a half-assed graphic arts degree and a job slinging lattes at a Pike Place cafe. I'd known I was gay since high school, but coming out? That was a pipe dream in my conservative family back in Tacoma. Dad was a long-haul trucker who quoted Bible verses at dinner. Mom pretended the rainbow stickers on my laptop were just artsy flair. So I kept it locked down, letting it fester until nights like that one, when a wrong look turned into a brawl. "Why'd you help?" I asked, wincing as he taped a bandage over my eyebrow. Jordan paused, capping the bottle with a soft click. "Because no one deserves that. And because I know what it's like to feel cornered." He didn't elaborate, just offered that coffee and the lecture. He talked about choices, about how anger was a thief that stole your future. It was parental, yeah, scolding mixed with concern, but there was an undercurrent, a warmth in his gaze that made my chest tighten. I mumbled thanks, finished the mug, and crashed hard, dreaming of hands that didn't hurt. When I woke, the loft was bathed in gray Seattle light, the kind that makes you question if the sun ever shows up. Jordan was at his desk, headphones on, sketching on a tablet. He glanced over, smiled faintly. "Feeling human?" I nodded, rubbing my neck. "Yeah. Look, about last night. Forget it. But promise me, next time you feel like swinging, call someone. Me if you have to." He scribbled his number on a napkin, slid it across. I pocketed it, unsure what to say. We ended up grabbing breakfast at a greasy spoon down the block. Eggs over easy, hash browns crispy on the edges. He asked about my life in bits and pieces, the dead-end job, the stalled dreams of illustrating comics, the family I dodged calls from. I asked about him, the freelance life, the ex who bailed after 5 years because small-town roots called too loud. He was from rural Oregon, escaped to the city for the same reasons I clung to it: space to breathe, to be. That meal stretched into an afternoon walk through Volunteer Park, leaves crunching underfoot, the conservatory's glass dome glinting like a promise. Jordan had this way of listening, really listening, head tilted just so, like your words were the only map he needed. I found myself spilling more than I'd planned. The high school bully who outed me by carving slurs into my locker, The college hookup that ended in tears and ghosting. He nodded, shared a story of his own. A bar fight in Portland that left him with a scar on his knuckle. We carry it all, he said, tapping the mark. But we don't have to let it define us. By evening, I was back in my shoebox apartment in Belltown, staring at that napkin like it was contraband. Texted him a simple, thanks again. Oh, you. His reply. Pay it forward. Coffee tomorrow. I did, and the next day, and the one after. Jordan became the steady point in my chaos. A friend who didn't pry, but was there when the dam broke. Weeks blurred into a rhythm. Mornings at the cafe, afternoons sketching in his loft while he worked beside me, evenings wandering the market or catching indie films at the Egyptian. He introduced me to his circle, a loose knit of creatives, queer folks mostly, who gathered for potlucks and board games. There was Mia, a trans photographer with a laugh like wind chimes. Theo, Jordan's best friend since design school, a non-binary sculptor who baked killer empanadas. They welcomed me without fanfare, like I'd always been part of it. For the first time, I felt seen, not as the angry kid or the secret keeper, but as Alex. But under the ease, tension simmered. Jordan's touches lingered, a hand on my shoulder during a laugh, a brush of knees under the table. I'd catch him watching me, eyes softening in a way that twisted my gut. Was it pity? Friendship? Or something I wasn't ready to name? I tested waters once, joking about a cute barista. He's got that brooding artist vibe, I said. Jordan's smile faltered, just a flicker. Yeah, careful though. Hearts are fragile. The words hung, unspoken layers beneath. One night, after a gallery opening where my first sketch sold, framed and everything, we celebrated with whiskey neat at his place. The city's lights twinkled through the window like distant stars. Proud of you, he said, clinking glasses. Heat rose in me, fueled by liquor and proximity. I leaned in, heart hammering, lips inches from his. But he pulled back gently, hand on my arm. Alex, not like this. The rejection stung, sharp as that alley bottle. I mumbled an apology, fled to the couch, sleep evading me till dawn. Morning brought awkward silence over coffee. It's not you, he started, but I cut him off. Save it. I get it. Hurt pride propelled me out the door, back to my routines. Days passed in radio silence, my sketches turning dark, jagged lines of frustration. Then Mia texted, group hike this weekend? I almost bailed, but curiosity, or masochism, won. Trailhead at Rattlesnake Ledge, evergreens towering, mist clinging to ferns. Jordan was there, backpack slung casual, but his eyes searched mine with quiet apology. The climb was brutal, lungs burning, but the view at the top, Snoqualmie Valley sprawling endless, made it worth it. We lagged behind the group, feet crunching gravel. I didn't mean to push you away, he said finally, voice rough from the ascent. It's complicated. I stopped, facing him, wind whipping our jackets. Then uncomplicated. What are we, Jordan? Friends? Or am I just the stray you saved? His laugh was bitter, short. God, Alex. You're not a stray. You're everything I didn't know I needed. The confession hung, raw and electric. But before I could respond, Theo called from ahead. A loose rock, Mia twisting her ankle. Chaos ensued. Calls to park rangers, improvised splint from Jordan's kit. By the time we got her down, the moment shattered, but the words echoed. That night, alone, I replayed them, heart a war drum. Everything. What did that even mean? The limp in Mia's step didn't slow the group's momentum. If anything, it bonded us tighter, a makeshift family forged in trail dust and shared panic. Jordan drove her to the ER, me shotgun, the cab filled with her wry jokes about adding badass injury to the portfolio. I stole glances at him, profile sharp against passing headlights, hands steady on the wheel. Everything. The word looped in my head, a hook I couldn't shake. By the time we dropped her off with pain meds and a boot, dawn was bruising the sky purple. Back at his loft, exhaustion hit like a wave. Crash here, he said, tossing me sweats. I did, on the couch again, but sleep dodged me. Around 3 a.m., I heard him stir, pacing, then the creak of floorboards. He sank beside me, close enough for warmth to seep through. Couldn't sleep either? His voice was gravel. I shook my head. Silence stretched, heavy with unsaid. Then, I'm scared, Alex. Of messing this up. Of losing what we have. I turned, meeting his gaze in the dim lamplight. Shadows played on his face, softening the lines worry had etched. "What do we have?" I whispered. He reached out, thumb tracing my jaw, tentative, then sure. "This," he murmured, closing the gap. The kiss was slow, exploratory, tasting of fear and want. It deepened, hands finding purchase, but he pulled back again, forehead to mine. Not rushed. Not tonight. Frustration mingled with relief. We talked instead, till sunrise painted the walls gold. From there, it bloomed cautious, a dance of stolen moments amid the everyday. Mornings sketching side by side, his foot nudging mine under the table. Evenings at queer open mics, his arm around my shoulders like it belonged. But doubts gnawed. Jordan carried ghosts. That ex, Ethan, who'd left scars deeper than skin. He said I was too much, too open, too out. Dragged me back into hiding. His voice cracked over late-night beers. I shared my own, Dad's rages, Mom's denial, the brother who called me disappointment last Christmas. They don't know, I admitted. And part of me doesn't want them to. He squeezed my hand. "You deserve to be whole, Alex. All of you." His belief was a balm, but prejudice lingered in the world outside. At the cafe, a regular sneered fruits under his breath. I overheard, knuckles white on the espresso machine. Told Jordan later. He fumed quietly, then suggested self-defense classes, not for fighting back, but for confidence. We signed up together, Matt's sticky under bare feet, instructor a burly lesbian named Carla who barked laughs and life lessons. "Power's in your stance, not your swing," she'd say. Jordan excelled, all grace and control. I flailed, but his patient demos, hands guiding my hips, made it bearable, electric even. Friendship wove deeper too. Theo pulled me aside one hike. "Jordan's different with you. Lighter." Mia, post-ankle, roped us into her photo project, portraits of queer joy in the city. We posed at Gasworks Park, kites dotting the sky, his head on my shoulder for the shot. "This is us," she declared, showing the print later. Us. The word settled, warm. But cracks formed subtle. Jordan's freelance dried up, a big client ghosted. And he withdrew, sketches piling untouched. I'd find him staring at the sound, jaw tight. "Talk to me," I'd urge. "Just tired," he'd deflect. One night, it boiled over. I pushed about Ethan, sensing echoes. "You're shutting down like he did." He snapped back. "And you're pushing like a kid throwing tantrums." The words landed like slaps. I stormed out, rain soaking me to bone, crashing at Theo's. Days of terse texts, then silence. Mia mediated, coffee at her studio. Jordan arrived hollow-eyed. "I'm sorry. It's not you, it's the fear." We hashed it. His worry I'd bolt if things got real, my terror of being too broken. Forgave, fragile. Rebuilt slower, boundaries clearer. He opened his closet, literally, pulling out faded photos. Younger Jordan, arm around Ethan at Pride, grins wide. We were good, till we weren't. I shared family albums, Dad's stern face beside my toddler grin. He'd disown me. Jordan hugged me fierce. Then we'd build our own. Summer swelled, Seattle's rare sun coaxing blooms. We road tripped to the Olympics, ferns dripping, trails to hidden lakes. Swam naked in chill water, laughter echoing off pines. That night, tent zipped tight, we crossed lines gentle, exploratory, no rush, just discovery. Woke tangled, his breath on my neck. "Couldn't lose you," he whispered, echoing that first lecture. I believed him. Yet autumn brought storms, literal and not. Dad called. Thanksgiving mandate. "Family time, son." Dread knotted my gut. Told Jordan. He nodded. "Go. But come back to me." The drive to Tacoma was fog-shrouded, house unchanged, cross-stitched verses, meatloaf scent. Dinner tense, brother Nate's wife pregnant, announcements gleaming. I dodged questions, but Nate cornered me post-pie. Heard rumors. "That city changing you. Hard-iced. None of your business." Slipped out early, drove back rain-lashed. Crashing into Jordan's arms at 2 a.m., "They suspect," I gasped. He held me. "Let them. You're mine." But suspicion festered. A week later, anonymous email to my cafe inbox. Photo of us kissing at the park. Mia's shot twisted ugly. "Pervert. Keep it away from customers." Panic surged. Told Jordan, who traced IP futilely. "Hate's loud, But we're louder. We reported it, but fear lingered. At work, glances sharpened, tips dried. Carla at class, eyes up. They want you small, don't give it. Then the twist. Nate visited Seattle, checking on you. Unannounced at the loft. Jordan answered, casual. Alex will be back soon. Nate's face soured. Who's this? Friend, Jordan said smooth. But when I arrived, Nate grilled. Cooking for you? What's that about? Deflected, but he saw the napkin sketch. Our lakes swim, tender lines. Jesus, Alex. It's true. Outburst. Slurs flying, doors slamming. Called mom later. She cried. Pray on it, son. Reeled, but Jordan anchored. Your choice, always. I chose him. Texted family space needed. Relief mixed grief. Holiday solo. But his potluck crew filled the table. Laughter over turkey, Theo's toast. To chosen kin. Winter deepened bonds. Snow dusting the sound rare and magic. Jordan's gig rebounded. A book cover commission. And he pulled me in, co-design. Nights brainstorming, his excitement infectious. We're a team, he'd say, kissing my temple. But undercurrents stirred. Mia's exhibit opening, our portrait centerpiece. Crowds murmured approval, but one face. Ethan, uninvited, via mutuals. He approached, champagne flute trembling. Missed this. To Jordan, ignoring me. Air thickened. Jordan stiff. Past tense. Ethan sneered. Puppy love? He'll leave like I did. Stabbed deep. I fled to the alley. Ironic echo. Jordan found me, pulled me close. He's wrong. You're my now, my always. Clash peaked that night. Ethan emailed Jordan. Old flames rekindled pitch. Jordan showed me, deleted. No contest. But seed planted, my insecurities bloomed. Am I rebound? Late argument. Voices rising, accusations flying. You lecture me like a parent. Am I just a project? He paled. God, no. You're the one who saved me, Alex, from numbness. Raw admission cracked us open. Cried together, apologies weaving repair. Spring thawed us too, cherry blossoms pink confetti. Planned a trip, Portland, his roots reclaimed. Drove winding roads, his hand in mine. Stopped at overlooks, futures sketched, shared studio, maybe a dog. Back home, surprise waited, Dad's letter. Not rejection, questions, halting. Your mother and I, we love you. Want to understand. Bridge extended, tentative. Shared with Jordan, we cried laughing. Progress, he said. Yet climax brewed unexpected. Gallery scouts spotted our book art, offer for duo show. Elation, then panic, public out. Prejudices loomed, reviews could slash. But Jordan, we face it together. Opening night, crowd swelled, flashes popped. Whispers, but cheers louder. A critic cornered me, inspiring authenticity. Beamed at Jordan across room, his nod, proud. After, alone on balcony, city humming below. Couldn't lose you, he repeated, ring slipping on my finger, simple band, promise. Won't. I kissed him, world vast and kind. Life unfolded. Family mended slow, Dad's first pride visit awkward but there. Friendships deepened, Mia wed, us best men. Struggles came, job loss, health scare, but we bent, didn't break. Love, messy and profound, our anchor. In that Seattle loft, years on, sketching still, his compass tattoo faded but true. We'd saved each other, not from fights, but from isolation. And in quiet admissions, found home. The group hike had been a turning point, but it was the quiet moments after that etched it deeper. After dropping Mia at the ER, the drive back to the loft was silent at first, the wipers slapping rhythm against the drizzle. Jordan's hands gripped the wheel a little too tight, knuckles white, and I could feel the weight of what he'd set up on the ledge hanging between us. Everything I didn't know I needed. It was the kind of line that could make or break a guy like me, raised on sarcasm and self-doubt. Pull over, I said suddenly, when we hit a stretch of empty highway edging the lake. He glanced, brow furrowed, but complied, tires crunching on gravel shoulder. The water lapped dark and restless, city lights smearing on the surface like oil paint. I unbuckled, turned to him. Say it again. Without the interruption. He laughed, soft and surprised, rubbing the back of his neck, a habit when cornered. Alex, no. The truth. My voice cracked. But I held his gaze, heart thudding like it did in that alley. He exhaled, long and slow. You're it for me. The friend who became more. The guy who makes the chaos make sense. I can't picture mornings without your coffee grumbles or nights without your sketches scattered everywhere. Losing that. It'd gut me. His eyes, hazel flecked with gold in the dashboard glow, were steady, vulnerable. No lecture, no parent mode, just Jordan, raw. I leaned across the console, kissed him tentative. He met it halfway, hand cupping my neck, thumb stroking the bruise fading on my jaw. It was brief, charged, pulling back with mutual breathlessness. Okay, I whispered. Us. From there, it was like flipping a switch, cautious at first, then all in. The loft transformed into our space. My toothbrush beside his, a second sketchpad on the shelf. Mornings started with lazy coffee, his lips brushing my temple as he poured. Fuel up, artist. Afternoons, we'd work in tandem, my pencil scratching while his stylus clicked, occasional glances sparking smiles. Evenings, we'd cook, badly, laughing over burned garlic bread, or wander Capitol Hill streets, hand in hand when shadows hit us, bold under streetlights. His friends noticed, of course. Theo cornered me at a trivia night at the pub, pint in hand. You two are disgusting. In the best way. Mia, hobbling on crutches, snapped candids. Us arguing over movie pics, his arm around my waist. This is gold, she said, printing one for the fridge. A blurry shot of us laughing at nothing, rain slicked after a sudden downpour. But love's not all montages. Jordan's past loomed. One night, post-dinner, he got a call. Ethan, drunk dialing from Oregon. Miss you, Jay. Come home. Jordan hung up, face ashen, and I pretended not to hear from the kitchen. Later, in bed, he confessed. He was my first real. We built a life, then he tore it down. Said the city made me someone else. I traced the scar on his knuckle. He was wrong. You're exactly who you should be. He kissed my palm. With you, I believe it. My family was the sharper thorn. Dad's trucker life meant rare visits, but Thanksgiving loomed like a storm cloud. Be there or be square, his voicemail growled. Jordan encouraged, go. Show them glimpses. I packed reluctance, drove south. The house was the same, faded siding, mom's garden wilting in November chill. Dinner was strained. Nate boasting about the baby, Dad grumbling politics. When talk turned personal, I dodged. Seattle's good. Met people. Nate's eyes narrowed. People? Like that guy on Facebook. Panic spiked. Had he seen a tagged photo? Just a friend, I lied. Mom changed subject to pie, but the seed was planted. Drove back wired. Called Jordan from a gas station. They know something. His voice calm. One step. You're brave for going. Home. He waited with takeout and a hug that melted the tension. Tell me everything. Did. Over lo mein, his questions gentle probes. Ended with us on the couch, his head in my lap, my fingers in his hair. You're my family now, I said. He smiled up. Damn right. Winter crept in, gray skies pressing low. Jordan's freelance hit a lull, client delays, rejections piling like wet leaves. He withdrew, loft dimmer. I'd find him at the window, staring at fairies cutting the sound. Talk, I'd say, curling behind him. Just pressure, he'd mutter. One night, it erupted. I pressed about an ignored sketch prompt, he lashed. Not everything's a project to fix. Hurt bloomed hot. Then what am I? Door slammed. Me out in the cold, walking aimless till Theo's text. Crash here. Morning brought regret. Mia's studio coffee clatch. Jordan there, eyes red-rimmed. Idiot move, he admitted. Fear talking. Fear you'll see the cracks and run. I took his hand. Cracks make the light. Forgave, vowed communication. Rebuilt with date nights. Jazz at Demetrio's, his hand warm in mine. Stargazing at Discovery Park, blankets tangled. Spring hinted early, daffodils pushing through. Road trip planned, California coast, escape. But first, Mia's exhibit, our portrait the star. Ethan showed, face gaunt, eyes hungry. Jordan, tension crackled. Ethan, Jordan even. The exchange short, but Ethan's parting shot to me. Temporary. Stung. I bailed to the fire escape, city noise below a roar. Jordan followed, pulled me up. He's poison. Your antidote. Kissed me fierce, reclaiming. But doubt lingered. Argument later. Am I just convenient? He paced. No, you're the one who pulled me from them. Save me, Alex. Tears, embrace, truth bared. Summer heat wave, Pride Month electric. March together, rainbows everywhere. His sign, love wins, every day. Family call. Dad, gruff. Saw the news. You happy? Yeah. Pause. Good. Gig landed. Book series, us co-credited. Show buzzed. Reviews mixed but positive. Authentic, one said. Balcony after. Future's ours. Ring glint, vow? Years later, loft home, dog at feet, family mended. Love's drama. Conflicts, growth, unbreakable. The summer after Pride, Seattle sweltered in a way that made the city feel like a pressure cooker. Air thick with salt and exhaust, the sound of shimmering teas. Jordan and I had settled into a rhythm that felt almost too good, like the calm before the kind of storm you don't see coming. Our co-designed book cover had landed on shelves, a moody illustration of tangled vines and hidden faces that mirrored us perfectly. Reviews trickled in, some calling it raw and resonant, others dismissing it as queer cliché. We celebrated the good ones with rooftop beers, ignored the bad with middle fingers to the screen. Theo threw the launch party at his warehouse studio in Fremont, string lights, troll sculpture looming outside, tables groaning with craft brews, and Mia's vegan sliders. The crowd was our people, artists in ripped jeans, activists with faded tattoos, a smattering of straights who'd wandered in for the vibe. Jordan and I arrived arm in arm, his linen shirt open at the collar, my new button-down feeling stiff, but right. You clean up nice, he murmured, nipping my ear. Heat flushed me, not just from the night. The evening hummed. Toasts, laughter, someone pulling out a guitar for off-key covers. I was nursing an IPA, chatting with a curator about comic pitches, when Nate's name flashed on my phone. Brother, Tacoma. Ignored it, but it buzzed again, in town. Meet up. Got twisted. Last visit's awkwardness still stung, but Dad's letter had softened things. Halting questions about your lifestyle. Progress, right? Texted back. Here now. Fremont warehouse. Come if you want. Big mistake. Nate arrived an hour later, buttoned up in khakis and a polo, looking like he'd stepped from a suburb catalog. Eyes widened at the scene. Rainbow flags, couples canoodling, a drag queen belting, "It's Raining Men" from the makeshift stage. Jesus, Alex, he muttered, sidling up. This your crowd? Kept voice low, but Jordan overheard, sliding beside me protective. Hey, I'm Jordan. Good to meet you. Handshake firm, but Nate's grip slackened quick. We talked stilted, Nate about the baby due in fall, me about the book. He thought a bit, even cracked a joke about Dad's grilling fails. Then Mia corralled us for a group photo, arms slung casual, Jordan's around my waist natural as breathing. Flash popped, and Nate's smile froze. Later, over cooling pie, he leaned in. That your boyfriend? Word hung ugly, but I nodded. Yeah, love him. Nate's face worked. Conflict, then something like pity. Careful man. City's full of flakes. Remember cousin Mark? Divorced after 2 years, kids wrecked. Code for this won't last, layered with family lore of failed marriages. Stung, but I laughed it off. We're solid. He clapped my shoulder, left early. Wife's waiting. Jordan watched him go, brow furrowed. He means well. Thinks he does. Brushed it aside, dove back into the party. But Nate's words burrowed, a splinter. Next day, hangover haze, Jordan and I brunch at a Capitol Hill cafe. Avocado toast, bottomless mimosas. He was quiet, picking at eggs. Your brother's right about one thing. Flakes suck. I paused, fork midway. What? He sighed, setting down the menu he'd been hiding behind. Ethan texted again last night. Congrats on the book. Drinks for old times. Deleted it, but it stirs shit. My stomach dropped. Why tell me now? Because no secrets. But Nate's look made me wonder if I'm dragging you into my mess. Anger flared hot. Dragging? This is us, Jordan. Not your ex's rerun. Voice rose, heads turning. He reached for my hand. I pulled back. Maybe space, I said, tossing cash, storming out. Walked Belltown blocks, pulse racing, Nate's pity and Jordan's doubt colliding. Called Theo, need event session. His place was chaos, clay dust, half-finished busts. He listened, poured whiskey. Misunderstanding central. Talk it out, dummy. Knew he was right, but pride held. Texted Jordan, need time. His reply, take it. Love you. Days blurred. Cafe shifts mechanical, sketches dark swirls. Mia dragged me to yoga, breathed through it. But bins didn't untangle knots. Nate called. Saw the party pic online. Happy for you. Loaded. Trying to be. He hesitated. Dad's asking. Mom too. We want you at the shower. Baby shower. Family event, me with Jordan? Maybe. Hung up, conflicted. Jordan respected space. Flowers delivered, no pressure. Note, miss your chaos. Here when ready. Cracked me. Met at the loft, door opening to his hug. Sorry, we chorused. Talked deep. His fear of repeating Ethan, my terror of family rejection. We're not them, he said. We're proof. Reconciled stronger, but Nate's visit lingered. Baby shower loomed. Tacoma trip. Jordan offered to come. I declined. Solo first. Drove down nervous. House festive with blue balloons. Mom hugged tight. Dad grunted hello. Nate's wife glowed. Cake cut. Talk skirted me till gifts. Onesies. Bottles. Then Mom. Bring Jordan next time? Shock. You. No. She nodded. Nate told. We love you, Mijo. All of you. Tears pricked. Dad later, aside. As long as you're happy. That's the job. Not perfect, but bridge. Back. Told Jordan over dinner. His grin wide. Kiss celebratory. Told you. Summer waned, but tensions eased. Fall brought new conflict. Jordan's old boss called. Corporate gig in New York, 6 months. Tempting money, he said. Panic hit. Leave? No. But think on it. Arguments flared. Me accusing abandonment. Him defending ambition. It's us or nothing. I yelled. It's life. He shouted back. Door slam. Me to Mia's. Week of hell. Silent treatments. Mutual friends caught middle. Theo mediated hike. Compromise or lose. Jordan chose us. Turned down job. Can't lose you. Hug at Trailhead. Forgiveness in Pines. Winter holidays. First joint family dinner. Awkward laughs, but warmth grew. New Year's. Loft balcony. Fireworks bursting. To us, he toasted. Ring promise. But surprise twist. Ethan showed at New Year's party. Uninvited. Desperate. I was wrong. To Jordan. Drama peaked. Words exchanged. Me defending fierce. Ethan left. Tail tucked. Jordan to me. My hero. Spring renewal. Joint tattoo. Matching compass. Pointing home. Show success. Careers bloomed. Love's misunderstandings forged steel. The ink on our tattoos was still tender, a faint sting under sleeves as Jordan and I prepped for the duo art show in spring. The gallery in Pioneer Square had walls white and vast, spotlights ready to hit our pieces, his digital prints of urban solitude, my hand-drawn comics of hidden hearts. We'd poured months into it, late nights arguing color palettes and panel breaks, ending in kisses that sealed decisions. This is our mark, he said, hanging the first canvas, his smile lighting the space brighter than the fluorescence. Word spread fast. Mia blasted invites. Theo curated the playlist. Opening night loomed. Tickets RSVP'd. Excitement buzzed, but under it, unease. The photo from the launch party had circulated further, shared in family chats, whispered at the cafe. A customer complained to my manager. Inappropriate for family spot. Warning issued. Shifts cut. Keep it professional, boss said, avoiding eyes. Jordan fumed when I told him. Screw them. We're talented, not scandals. Nate's baby shower had been a win, but ripples hit. Cousin Mark, Nate's warning example, called, voice oily. Heard about your partner. Family's talking. Dad's not thrilled. Defended. He's good to me. Mark laughed. Till he's not. Seen it. Hung up, doubt creeping. Show night arrived crisp, cherry trees blooming outside. Dressed sharp, me in slacks and a vest Jordan picked. Him in chinos and a blazer that hugged his shoulders just right. Gallery thrummed. Wine flowing, murmurs appreciative. Curator introduced us. Jordan Hale and Alex Rivera, capturing queer resilience. Applause, but I caught stares, curious, some cold. A cluster of suits in corner, one muttering, agenda pushing. Then prejudice struck direct. Older man, silver hair, approached my comic wall. Story of 2 boys navigating small-town hate. Talented, he said, then low. But why shove it in faces? Not everyone wants the lecture. Heat rose. Jordan materialized, arm around me. Art's for everyone, including stories like ours. Man scoffed, PC nonsense, walked off. Shook, but Jordan squeezed grounded. Ignore. They're the minority. Not quite. Midway, scuffle at door, protesters, signs, traditional values, chanting faint. Security ushered them out, but buzz killed. Friend texted, viral clip online, degenerate art bash. Reviews next day mixed. One gushed bold voices, another victim porn. Sales dipped, gallery owner called, damage control. Less personal next time. Hit hard. Loft that night, wine bottle emptied. They win if we quit, Jordan said. But it hurts. Cried. Rare for me. He held, whispered, we're stronger. Next day, rallied friends. Counter event at cafe, open mic on resilience. Packed house, stories shared, healing in solidarity. But family front cracked. Dad called post-review. Saw the paper. Proud, but tone it down. For us. Stabbed. It's who I am. Silence heavy. Love you, son. Just worry. Hung up gutted. Misunderstanding peaked with Theo. He'd been distant, then confessed over beers. Ethan reached out. Said you're bad for Jordan. Using him for spotlight. Rage. Lies. Confronted Ethan via text. Blocked. Theo apologized. Believed wrong. Sorry. Forgave, but trust bruised. Climax built. Corporate client for Jordan. Big, but conservative firm. They want me, but discreet about us. Tempted by stability. Argument exploded. Hide for money? For us. Door slam. Meet a park bench. Rain soaking. Called Mia. Breaking. She. Fight for it. Reconciled dawn. He turned client down. No hiding. Hug fierce. Prejudice faded slow. Cafe manager quit. New one ally. Dad visited. Saw show remnants. Beautiful, he admitted. Progress. Summer cooled tensions. Love deepened. Fall leaves turned the city into a palette, reds and golds mirroring the fire in our veins as Jordan and I navigated the aftermath of the show. Sales recovered slow, but a local mag feature, Unsung Queer Artists, boosted us. Interviews where we spoke unfiltered about love's battles. It's not drama, Jordan said on mic, hand on my knee under table. It's survival. I nodded, heart full. Home, we'd collapse laughing over clips, his kiss tasting of victory. But surprises lurked. One October morning, package at door, no sender, inside a scrapbook, photos from our first hike, Mia's candids, even Ali's sketch I'd drawn post-fight. Note, our story so far. More pages to fill. Jay flipped, found ring box tucked in back, silver, engraved compass true. Dropped to knees, tears. He emerged from kitchen, grinning sheepish. Marry me? Not now, but promise. Yes, gasped, pulling him down. Made love slow, promises sealed in whispers. News spread, friends ecstatic, planning commitment party. But family reactions mixed. Mom thrilled, wedding colors? Blues like the sound. Dad gruff, whenever. Just invite. Nate cautious, happy for you. Really. Yet under, prejudice simmered. Church aunt emailed. Praying you reconsider. Sins heavy. Deleted, but weighed. External storm hit. Viral backlash to the mag trolls online. Slurs, docs threats. Cafe picketed briefly. Boycott gay baristas. Manager backed me. Stay home paid. Jordan shielded, but stress etched him. Sleepless, sketches abandoned. Hates winning, he muttered one night. Surprise twist. Ethan resurfaced, not alone. Knocked at loft, face bruised, arm around a young guy. His rebound, now bruised too. Help, he begged. Family disowned him for us. No place. Jordan hesitated, me fuming after all, but compassion won. Couch, one night. Then plan. They crashed, us in bedroom tents. Morning, Ethan cornered. I was jealous. Saw what I lost. Apology raw. You too? Real. Deserve it. Help them find shelter. Queer Youth Center. Left changed. Forgiveness not for him, but us. Growth, Jordan said. Climax crested Thanksgiving. Hosted joint. Our crew, my family. Table crowded. Turkey, empanadas. Nate's wife round with baby. Toasts awkward then warm. Dad raised glass. To Alex and Jordan. Family. Tears. But post-meal, Nate pulled me aside. Ethan's story brave. Makes sense now. Bonded unexpected. Night ended fireworks. Literal, from hilltop. Jordan's arm tight. Couldn't lose this. Tensions peaked one last. Job offer for me. New York Comic-Con gig, month away. Fear of distance. Go, he urged. Shine. Did. City lights dizzying, but calls nightly anchored. Returned. He at airport, signed my hero home. Love's high. Surprises, growth. Winter wrapped us gentle after the highs. Snow dusting Seattle rare and soft, blanketing the sound in hush. The commitment party was low-key, loft-packed, fairy lights twinkling, Theo's cake lopsided but sweet. Vows exchanged casual. Through fights and lectures, I said, ring sliding on. Through saves and stays, he replied. Laughter, hugs, Mia's photos capturing joy. Careers bloomed. My comic series greenlit. Jordan's prints in galleries nationwide. Traveled together. Portland roots reclaimed. Tacoma visits routine. Dad even joked. Trucks got rainbow mud flaps now. Mom knitted scarves, colors bold. Friendships evolved. Theo proposed to partner, us officiating. Mia's book of portraits, ours on cover. Carla's class became ritual. Strength, not just physical. Challenges came. Health scare for Jordan. Flu turned pneumonia. Me bedside vigilant. Saved again, he wheezed. Recovered stronger, gratitude deepening. Surprises sprinkled. Puppy adopted. Scruffy mutt named Scout. Chaos incarnate. Family expanded. Nate's son born. Uncle Judy's gleeful. Years on, loft evolved. Studio edition. Walls lined our art. Anniversaries marked quiet. Alley revisit. Now mural of hope. That night, he said, hand in mine. Found you. Love's arc. From hook to home. Misunderstandings to mastery. Prejudices to pride. We saved each other, daily. Lectures turned lovers' talks. Can't lose became can't imagine without. In Seattle's endless rain, our sun.